Hey team, welcome to this video on Readworks. The purpose of this video is to introduce you to how it works. I'm going to navigate through the different pieces of this program so that you feel more comfortable and more successful when you use it. The methodology I use to share out assignments with students is Google Classroom. So when your teacher gives you permission to head over to Google Classroom, then that's where I want you to go, please. The very top assignment for today should be an assignment from Readworks. And once you are inside of that assignment, you'll need to open it. You're going to see a web link that's going to take you into your assignment. I'm going to click one time right here. When you click once, Readworks usually authenticates you and gets you in without having to click anything else. It just takes you straight in. Depending on what your teacher has pushed out to you in this assignment, you might have an article, you might have a vocabulary tab, and then you're going to have some questions right here. The title of the article is here. Forgive me for being obvious, but it is so important to read the title. A number of times when I'm working with students and they are reading through something, they don't pause to actually pay attention to the title. So please do me a favor. Whenever you're reading something, pay attention to the title. Think about what that might mean. And if you have no idea what that word means, then just trust that as you read through the article, you will find out what that means as you continue reading. This button over here is going to change the size of the text. If you want the letters to get larger, then you can use that button. This button over here, I believe, numbers each of the paragraphs for you so that you can kind of recall in your mind, oh yeah, there was something in paragraph 5. That's where that information was. So that resource is available to you. If you feel like the screen is a little bit too bright and you want to mute the whiteness, you can use this button right here. And this button over here will cause your visibility to change a little bit. The questions used to be tucked into this little tab right here, but if you want the questions to be live on the screen so that you have the text over here and then the questions over here, then this button would allow you to do that. So you can toggle that button on or off. One possibility is that you read the article without the questions in the way, and then when you read through the article a second time, then you can have those questions pop up. Use the method that works best for you. One of the reading strategies that I try to use often is read through the questions first, so you know what information you should be looking for while you're reading through the article. So in a resource like Readworks, you can have the questions out and available, and you can read through those questions before you start reading the article. So if that's a strategy that works well for you, feel free to use that strategy. I'll come back to the questions in a little while. And then the text feature can change over here so the letters can get larger. And then from the questions screen, you can choose this button as well. So the article is here. You're going to use the down button on your keyboard, or you can use your finger on the screen if it is a touch screen, or you can use your trackpad or your mouse to scoot this little rectangle down in order to read the whole article. Sometimes quality readers are going to read through the article twice, and that might be an effective strategy for you. Navigate slowly, make sure you understand what's going on in the article. If you get to paragraph 5 and you have no idea what you're reading, good readers are going to go all the way back to the beginning and start all over again, and that is okay. Don't ever feel like, oh, I'm a bad reader, I have to read it a second time. No, please don't ever say that to yourself. Here in the vocabulary tab, you will notice that there are bubbles along the top, and those bubbles are those specific vocabulary words that you will see in the text. If you click on the first one, then the first word will show up right here, and then all the information related to that vocabulary word will be on display in this window. You can scoot down and you can see how that word is used in context in multiple sentences down here. Take the time to read this, please. I'm not the designer of the software, but I would put a speaker button right here so that the new vocabulary word can be read out loud to children. So I don't design the software, I just teach people how to use it, but that's my opinion. So the next word would be right here, and you can see how it is on display, how various different definitions. Sometimes one word has more than one definition, and each of those definitions means something completely different. Down at the bottom, you'll see how that word is used in context several times. When I scoot back up to the top, that same thing happens for this last word over here. When you click on the questions tab, you will see each of those questions on display. I was over here earlier, and so it wouldn't be a surprise. I am not going to carefully choose the correct answers in here because if your teacher pushes this article out to you, I don't want you to just copy all of my answers. I'm just modeling what it looks like to select an answer. Friends, if you choose one answer and you change your mind, don't just keep clicking that like, oh, it's not disappearing. No, choose a different answer. So the solution for, oops, I made the wrong selection is just choosing a different bubble. When you have gone through and you have carefully checked your work, making sure that absolutely the best answers have been selected for every single question, at that point in time, then you can move on to actually submitting the assignment. Let me pause for just a second to mention something about these short answers. It is hugely important that you respond to these questions with high quality sentences. It starts with a capital, it ends with a period, and it references something from the text. I can't emphasize that enough. So in a situation like this, it would be perfect to use this split screen view. What can be concluded from the evidence that coughs and sneezes are natural reflexes, and from the evidence that our immune system attacks allergens? There are two parts to this question. You see the word and right here? The word and suggests that there are two parts. One strategy that you can use here is you can start by doing note taking. Evidence. Okay, so in my answer, I need evidence. What can be concluded from the evidence that coughs and sneezes? Okay, so evidence is mentioning that it is natural. So this is my note-taking process. Okay, and from the evidence that our immune system attacks allergens. Attacks allergens. Okay, so those are the two things that I should have in my answer. Okay, then I can come back and say in the article, I found evidence that states that, and then I'm not going to go through and then actually officially respond completely in here, but I'm just creating a frame that's pointing you in the right direction. And then I would reference, I'd come over here and then I would find some information and then I would turn around and, oh, I could even say, look over here. It says experts say that when, oh, look at this. And the highlighter tool popped up. So if you click slide and then let go right over here, you can turn around and you can highlight text in here while you are reading. The other thing you can do is you can take notes. So this might be a good piece of evidence for my answers, period. And then I'm going to add that note and then see how this little note pops up right here. So don't forget that the highlighting strategy is available to you. So attacks allergens. So researchers or scientists, some scientists. Okay, I'm not gonna include word for word. I need to include my own words, but I'll just say scientists. It's necessary that I include quotation marks. So scientists think our immune systems don't have enough to do. In my opinion, this is not the most amazing sentence to include as evidence. What I'm doing right here is I'm just letting you know that if you copy word for word, it should be in quotation marks. Okay, however, if I'm referencing themes or ideas from the article, then I can just include some general ideas. So from here, I would say that the article went on to say that And then I would make sure that I would answer that second part of the question. Okay, question number 9. What 2 possible reasons for the increase in allergies are explained in the passage? The passage stated that blank and blank were the main reasons that people have an increase in allergies. I would make sure that I would reference those 2 items from the passage. Now, it also says use evidence from the text to support your answer. I could go on to say in paragraph, paragraph, and then maybe it's paragraph 4, the author said, and then I can include something that the author said. I believe you can come over here, right click, copy, and then paste in here. So let me mention how I did that. So I'm going to take my mouse or my trackpad. I'm going to scooty over here. I'm going to hold that left button down. I'm going to keep that left button down, and then I'm going to scoot, and then I'm going to let go. In here, while it's highlighted, I'm going to use the right click one time. And now right here it says copy. Control C does the same thing as right click followed by copy. I'm going to come over here exactly where I want it to be pasted, and I'm going to do Control V for victory over here. Control V for victory is going to paste that information. So whatever it is that you want to showcase that the author said, then you can come over here and showcase how in paragraph 4 the author said to substantiate the claims that you are making for your answer. What can be concluded about the increase of allergies in the future? Use evidence from the text to support your answer. Again, you are going to have a really well substantiated response for this. If you are unable to complete your work today, all of your hard work is still in place. So do not click the submit button if you are not finished with the assignment. If you're not finished with the assignment, it is important that you click log out. Team, say log out. It is important that you click the log out button instead of going straight to the process of signing out of your computer. Make sure that you click that log out button. Go ahead and come back and then finish it later. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoy Readworks as much as I do. It is a very fantastic resource, and I know you're going to increase your comprehension and your short response skills by using a tool like this. Have a great day, team.